Engineers, welcome back to Plugins This Week. I'm your host, Dahl, and what a week it's been. We had so much work to do here, we had to skip Monday as upload day. But that turned out to be a blessing, because so much happened in the meantime. Without any delay, well, maybe some delays, let's get it. Breaking news. Softube introduces Flow Mastering Suite. Flow is a mastering subscription service, providing tools for producers to finalize tracks with macro control over signal chains created by professional mastering engineers, either within the Flow Mastering Suite plugin or separately as a VST plugin within your DAW. One thing we'll say about Flow is that keep in mind it is installing around a dozen plugins, and loading up Flow loads up all of those individual heavy emulation plugins, and then you control them with a macro. The Softube installer application took over half an hour to download and install all of the plugins, and loading Flow completely tanked my project, which was a little over 50% CPU with plugins when I loaded Flow into it. But still, you're going to have to play with your buffers and think about this before you load Flow. It's a big app.
It's going to be a mishmash of buffer images. By its nature, it can't make anything new. Large language models, impressive as they may be, are never going to invent, name, and develop new content, no matter how many subreddits you train it on.
We found Flow to have some really amazing sounds and control, especially in stereo width and low-end warmth. We found it tricky once you went outside of its presets, in that it would regularly clip the main bus. The chain needs a brick wall at the end. You'll have to decide if Softube's Flow mastering subscription would be worth it for you. You can try it free for 14 days. After that, it is $14.99 a month. Devious Machines releases Bass Focus Bass Enhancer. Bass Focus generates new harmonics to push your bass through a mix and to stay audible even on phone speakers. Is this a worthy contender to Wave's RBass? Let's see what Devious Machines has to say for themselves.
Bass Focus works by generating harmonics that are higher in frequency than the original bass but are perceived as part of the same sound. This tricks the brain into thinking that low frequencies are louder than they actually are, improving perceived fullness and power. Incredibly, this psychoacoustic effect works even when the fundamental frequency isn't present, such as when you're listening on smaller speakers or on your phone.
Let's try it on this nasty fuzz bass. Even and or odd harmonics are generated based off of the original signal. Let's have a listen to it. Use the tone control to switch between blends of even ordered harmonics and odd harmonics. We get complete control over each signal with an independent fader. That distorted bass was a bit of an unusual example. It already has lots of harmonics going on in it. So let's try it on a cleaner bass. This one is a sampled bass that goes way up the neck. Bass Focus is $50.29 right now at deviousmachines.com, but if you go to Pluginboutique.com, you can get it for only $36. Scan the QR code above or hit the link in the description. Brainworks releases BX-XL V3 mid-side mastering limiter. By utilizing the mid-side technology from Brainworks' groundbreaking BX Digital EQ, the BX-XL V3 empowers mastering engineers to achieve loud masters without sacrificing clarity. The mid-channel is split into bands, allowing for control over 3 individual channels, mid-low, mid-high, and side. Let's see what Brainworks has to say about this.
To start, loop the loudest part of the song you're mastering. Boost your input signal until you see less than 1 decibel of compression applied to transients running through either the mid-low or mid-high channel. It will depend on your mix. This gets your input level situated properly to apply further processing. Add focus to your low end by turning up the mono maker. This cuts away low-end frequencies in the side signal, making all frequencies below the cutoff point mono. It automatically compensates for the loss of low-end energy in the sides, so your mix doesn't lose impact. Depending on how much stereo bass is present in the sides of your mix, making your low-end mono can free up more headroom in the side channel and allow you to drive that channel harder without distortion. To make setting the crossover easier, solo the mid-low channel while you isolate your kick. There's also an option to link the crossover and monomaker values. With your sound, you have two options. If you're happy with the balance of your mix, drop the threshold level until the signal is brushing the gain reduction meter. Then enable fader link to activate an inverse relationship between the gain and threshold sliders. As you boost the gain knob, the threshold level will reduce. This lets you hear the effects of compression without a significant increase in loudness. The other approach is to offset the balance of your mix to maximize loudness. In this case, enable fader link before dropping your threshold level. When you do this, you'll limit each channel to a similar level. Your side channel tends to contain more headroom than the mid channel, so your mix becomes fuller and broader as you push the sides. To cause a channel to respond to the sidechain mix rather than the plugin's default input signal, click the sidechain button associated with that channel. For example, if you want your side channel to respond to mostly side information, but also respond to some mid transients, you would set the sidechain mix to somewhere around here, and then enable the sidechain button on the side channel. Doing this can add extra groove to your mix. To demo the Brainworks BXXL V3, start a free Megaplan trial. This will give you access to all Plugin Alliance's products for 30 days.
Compactor by THR. THR has been focusing on putting the highest quality plugins in your hands with minimal, simplified controls for your finger brain. Compactor features multiple automatic parameters to speed up the workflow. These parameters include threshold, attack and release times, even an automatic knee that sets the knee curve and ratio according to the threshold. Compactor opens in this one knob configuration where you can choose presets and see if you can get the perfect compressor settings just with one knob. In one knob mode, Compactor controls are limited to threshold and auto gain. If one knob mode isn't working out for you, you can click the Advanced button and open up the entire processor for granular control. We found Compactor to be an excellent overall, fully featured compressor. The one knob feature is fun, though there is one oddity that they chose, in that your settings are not retained when you toggle between advanced and one knob mode. The compressor completely flips into different settings when you do this. A little bit strange. As we will do with all of these plugins that offer saturation controls and supposed analog sound, let's take a detailed look in Plugin Doctor at exactly what happens when we engage. Hello, we're immediately seeing aliasing right out of the gate. Now, to be clear, aliasing in plugins that are adding saturation and distortion is not unusual and is part of the tone of the device. Just know that aliasing will change depending on sampling rate. THR has obviously noted this, and they do include oversampling. We can see that oversampling at 8 times gets rid of most of the reflections off of Nyquist and will clean up the tone considerably. One just has to keep in mind the higher price in CPU that you will pay to be running oversampling in each instance of this plugin. Compactor is available for $29, 40% off list price. In more THR news, MB Control, multiband compressor. If you've ever found yourself confused by the complications created by multiband compression, too many built-in features that make you spend more time than you should be looking for the perfect setting and so on, THR invented MB Control for you with the smoothing and automation of some features. Sounds good. What does Dr. Dahl have to say about aliasing in this THR product? We do fine when we are saturating the low end, but when we get into the high mids and the mids, ooh la la. MB Control features the same oversampling controls as Compactor. Let's see what that does. Okay, then, it makes it a bit better, a lot better actually at 8 times. So again, that doesn't mean that this plugin sounds bad or is bad. This is very common in digital saturation and distortion plugins. You just need to know it's there, and it's there a lot. Overall, we found MB Control to be a very capable multiband compressor with some neat tones, though we found it could sound a touch brittle sometimes at extreme settings. It's available now at $29, $20 off. Scan the QR code you see above. BFD3 is out, the 3rd generation of BFD's flagship software acoustic drum studio. Stunning new kits, mix-ready presets, and modeling technology for tom resonance and cymbal swells. BFD3 delivers uncompromising detail. The all-new BFD3 library is designed to provide a diverse range of drum sounds out of the box.
Upgrading to BFD3 gives you a stunning new sound palette and an ergonomic new interface that's even more flexible and creative. The new sound library is recorded by world-class engineers, including Andrew Sheps, who's recorded the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Black Sabbath, Metallica, Jay-Z, Adele, Justin Timberlake, and more. with stunning mix-ready drums that are even easier than ever to drop straight into your productions. There are 7 new kits, including brushed and mallet kits, recorded in 2 world-class studios, Ocean Studios in Burbank, California, and Omega Studios in Maryland. Selected kits and kit pieces come with additional hardware compressor channels tracked through the legendary 1176 and DBX 160 compressors. All these new sounds add up to a huge 160 gigabyte library.
Motion Dimension by Excite Audio unveils a new realm of sonic exploration, focusing on an intricate blend of dual delays and adaptable reverbs to immerse you in a dynamic and responsive sound design journey. We thought this looked like a fun toy at first, but it's actually far more useful and versatile than we expected. Motion Dimension can be a brilliant way to find those happy accidents and totally unique tones. Light version, upgrades, and the full version start at $20. Izotope's Summer of Sound sale exclusive at Pluginboutique.com. Save big on a selection of acclaimed Izotope mixing and mastering plugins and suites, including crossgrades and upgrades. Prices starting from $24. This includes their much-loved Ozone and RX plugins. Unsurprisingly, Native Instruments, the parent company of Izotope, is also having a Summer of Sound sale, with Contact, Machine, and Complete, plus dozens of effects and sound libraries also on sale. Prices start at $19. Back to reverbs, everybody. Ghost Note Audio releases Cloud Seed Algorithmic Reverb, version 2. Designed for emulating huge, endless spaces and modulated echoes, Cloud Seed starts with algorithms based on the same principles as many classic studio reverb units from the 80s, think Lexicon. Cloud Seed doesn't attempt to model any specific device, or even to be a general-purpose reverb plugin at all. It is best employed as a special effect for creating thick, lush pads out of simple input sounds. Oh, and we almost forgot to mention, this plugin is created by a single developer.
10 years ago, I sat down and I developed my first reverb algorithm. Inspired by the incredible ingenuity of the engineers that designed the first digital reverberation units, I wanted to achieve those kinds of sounds, but bigger. I wanted a reverb that lets you sculpt infinite impossible spaces, endless hallways, echoes that defy the laws of physics, and the occasional nightmare-inducing slurry of sonic terror. The resulting algorithm was given the name Cloud Seed, an homage to a big blue guitar pedal that's ever popular and aims for a similar goal, but also to the technology inside and the inner workings of the algorithm. The original version had developed a cult following, amassing more than 60,000 downloads over its lifetime. But it was held back by one simple fact. I am just one person, and I didn't have the necessary time to fix all the bugs, to respond to all the questions and all the feature requests that I received over the years. Building audio plugins was just a hobby, not my full-time job, until now. 10 years later, I finally have the opportunity to take the algorithm and shape it into a high-quality product. Today, I'm proud to announce the launch of Cloud Seed version 2.0 by Ghost Note Audio.
Forever reverbs like Cloud Seed are great for little point sources like this guitar lead, which was designed and meant to create an atmospheric wash in the mix. Amazingly, you can download the plugin in trial mode, which is fully functional, free forever for personal use. Licenses for using the product in actually released music are $51 for personal, $90 for professional. And for a limited time only, buying Cloud Seed gives you a free license to Infinity Loop, their other fascinating plugin. Let's support independent developers, guys. Staying in the indie developer scene, another plugin created by one man, Davis Synth releases Ripple Delay. Ripple Delay aims to be the ultimate tap delay, with granular control of every parameter. Let's hear what he has to say about it.
And nature's really messy, right? Echoes, I like this. Echoes are siblings, they're not clones. So you can engineer your echoes so that they're similar, but very much it just doesn't sound like the same sound made twice. And in doing so, your brain will perceive it as becoming part of the background. It's like it's getting smeared, it's getting quieter, filtered, what have you, and it just becomes part of the background of the mix. And so we've come up with ways to control this pretty precisely, and that's with multi-tap delays, where you can control each echo tap. So say the first 4 echo taps sound really good, sort of like it's like really, really good echo sound. It sounds awesome. And then you introduce another instrument and suddenly that 5th echo completely clashes with that thing that you've introduced. The issue with being able to edit each echo tap individually is that you have to edit each echo tap individually. That's really tedious. And as creatives, you don't want to disrupt your creative flow editing each echo tap individually. Firstly, we need an intuitive way of shaping the echoes, the decay of those echoes. So curves are what is used to replace individual tap editing in Ripple Delay. So Ripple Delay aims to give you a really solid set of things that you can automate. And we'll take a look at making just some crazy patterns with all of these.
Here's our chance to support indie developers again. This plugin runs in limited mode for free and is only $24, down from $100 until June 30th. Let's support this guy. Harrison Audio releases 32 Classic Channel Strip plugin, a digital emulation of the renowned 32 series console used on numerous hit records in the 70s and 80s. Quincy Jones' Michael Jackson records, recorded by Bruce Swayden, are a renowned example. This plugin aggressively modifies your sound to make it sound like the 32 series console. So we'll show you in Plugin Doctor exactly what it's doing after the demo. Love these sexy little physical threshold sliders. Any 32C users out there? Do the consoles actually have these little threshold controls on them? They look like something that would get dirty and stuck on a console after a decade. It's no secret, I'm a big fan of channel strip solutions that kind of give you tone shaping controls and quote unquote that sound quickly all in one place, as long as it's accurate. Let's see what Plugin Doctor has to say about it. So first off, as soon as it loads, it's massively saturating the signal and drops your overall signal level by several decibels. It's a strange behavior. I had to really boost the output to get it back up to 0. So less drive equals more output gain. Let's take a look at what it's doing harmonically. Oh my God. So once again, we've got a plugin that is doing monstrous amounts of aliasing distortion. Again, not the end of the world. We all certainly use plugins for, well, decades now that we're doing this the whole time, and we love them and they helped our mixes. And it's just important to realize that this is there. Harrison does not supply oversampling with this plugin. So unless you're at higher sample rates, you're stuck with this aliasing. I did really enjoy the tone of especially the mid-band EQ, and that limiter is really magical. It might be even worth purchase all on its own. Plugin is available at an introductory price of $49.99, limited time, regular $300. Alternatively, 32 Classic is part of the SSL Complete subscription at $14.99 per month, also included in the Slate All Access Pass. Well, engineers, that's all we have time for this week. We'll be back next week with another great slice of the best deals and newest plugins around. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, like, and consider joining my Patreon, where you'll get faster, instant updates on new deals and plugin releases. Until next time, let's get it.